Ready? Here we go.
You ready? You ready?
Did you hear that old black record that was number 221? The rooster on that yellow label told you it was son. Did that slapback echo rock your house back in 1955? When an old blonde Telecaster brought that magic sound alive. And that black-haired kid from Arkansas sang cry, cry, cry. He's the reason that I'm singing now, if you had wondered why. With a piece of paper woven through the strings to get the sound, to play that driving rhythm even with no drums around. But it ain't that black-haired guy alone, and folks, here is the clue. There's some cats a-bopping with him called the Tennessee Two. They're rocking through the Southland like you ain't never seen, with hey poor the doggone lonesome and that teenage queen. With that big bass fiddle mounted to the top of that old car, they travel around the country, play that rhythm near and far. Sometimes their hands will mute the strings, sometimes they'll let them ring. But that beat is driving forward, man, with every song they sing. Well, one line says, get rhythm, why that ain't hard to do. We're talking Memphis, Johnny Cash, and the Tennessee Two. Well, the Lord called Luther home way back in 1948. And for a while he couldn't find those brilliant albums that John made. The years went flying by, and now it's 60 years ago. And for a while back in the 80s, John R. took it kind of slow. But thank God the man came back. I hope he came to your hometown to sing some songs from old black records and that old familiar sound. Thank you. I hear the train a-comin', it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. I bet there's rich folks eating in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free. But those people keep moving, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line. Far from Folsom Prison, that's where I want to stay. And I let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Thank you. Thank you very much. I had the pleasure to see Johnny Cash about 70 times in my life, 70 times. And I know he was in Sopot in Poland in 1987. Anybody here that saw Johnny Cash back then in Sopot? You did? Yeah. And this next song is one of my favorites, written by Chris Christopherson, and I always looked forward for John to do it in his show, and he did it pretty early on. I hope y'all like it. Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. That didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. And then I fumbled in my closet for my clothes, found my cleanest dirty shirt. And then I washed my face and combed my hair and stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I'd smoked my mind the night before on cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking. But I lit my first and watched a small boy cussing at a can that he was kicking. And then I crossed the empty street and caught the Sunday smell of someone's frying chicken. And Lord, it took me back to something that I lost somewhere, somehow along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, oh, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something about a Sunday that'll make your body feel alone. Oh, and there ain't nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with two laughing little girls that he was swinging. And I stopped beside a Sunday school and listened to the songs that they were singing, like bringing in the sheaves. And then I headed down the road, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. And it echoed through the canyons like a disappearing dream of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, oh, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something about a Sunday that'll make your body feel alone. Oh, and there ain't nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk. Sunday morning coming down. Thank you. Now the reason why this young lady is here is because I want to sing with her and do some. You want to hear some duets from Johnny Cash and June Carter? You want to do some too?
I think it's not enough here. Do you want to hear some duets? Yeah. Ah, okay.
We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, I'm gonna mess around. Honey, I'm going to Jackson, look out Jackson Town.
We're going down to Jackson. Go ahead and wreck your head. Go play your hand, you big talking man. Make a big fool of yourself. Yeah, go to Jackson. Go count your head.
Honey, I'm gonna snowball Jackson,
See if I can.
when I breeze into that city, a lot of people gonna stoop and bow. All them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson, you turn the loose of my coat. Honey, I'm going to Jackson.
Goodbye, that's all she wrote. But they laugh at you in Jackson, and I'll be dancing on a pony. They lead you around town like a scarlet out with your tail between your legs. Yeah, go to Jackson. Hey, big talking man.
Hey, big talking man.
And I'll be waiting in Jackson behind my Japan fan.
Well, now we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Honey, we're going to Jackson, ain't never coming back. Now we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about. Thank you.
Thank you.
If I were a carpenter and you were a lady, would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby?
If you were a carpenter and I were a lady, I'd marry you anyway. I'd have your baby.
If a tinker was my trade, would I still find you?
I'd be carrying the pot you made, following behind you.
Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow. I gave you my loneliness, give me your tomorrow. If I were a miller at a mill wheel grinding, would you miss your colored blouse and your soft shoes shining?
If you were a miller and mill wheel grinding, I'd not miss my colored blouse and my soft shoes shining.
Save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow. I gave you my loneliness. Give me your tomorrow. And if I worked my hands in would you still love me?
I'd answer you, yes I would.
Would you not be above me? If I were a carpenter and you were a lady,
I'd marry you anyway. I'd have your baby.
save your love through loneliness, save your love through sorrow. I gave you my loneliness. Give me your tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, it's a good thing. Here's somebody that I have known for many years, and we happen to run into each other every summer, right, Cor? And he will tell you, if you ask him, that what I'm saying now is right. Every time you went to see Johnny Cash in concert, there was a little something, a little segment with songs that June Carter brought from her family, the Carter family. And we'd like to bow our heads to June Carter, who passed away in May 10 years ago, and to Mother Maybelle Carter, passed away in 1978. And here's a song that Mother Maybelle Carter, June Carter's mother, made famous.
And waving my hand with the roses so red and the lilies so fair, and the meadows so bright with the emerald hue, the pale and the leader and eyes look like blue. I will dance, I will sing, and my life shall and to charm every heart and each crown I will sway. When I woke from my dreaming, my idol was clay. A portion of life had all flown away. Taught me to love him and promise to love and to cherish me over all others above. Oh, my heart is not wandering, no misery can tell. He's left me no warning, no words of farewell. Oh, we taught me to love him and call me his flower that was blooming to cheer you very much.
Thank you. I called this June Lena Carter and Father Marbell. I gotta tell you this story. This next song is not a duet from Johnny Cash and June Carter, but we were sitting around about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, trying to find an arrangement for a song. And she said, well, you know, it's all okay now, but we got to find a way to play it in a little different style. And being the stupid nut that I am, I said, there's always a different way to play every song. So, with apologies to the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, we stole one of his songs. And here's what we did. As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto, and his mama cries.
'Cause there's one thing that she don't need, it's another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto.
People, don't you understand? The child needs a helping hand, or he'll grow to be an angry young man someday. Take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Do we simply turn our heads and look the other way? Well, the world turns.
Well, the world turns, and a hungry little boy with a runny nose plays in the street as cool and blows in the ghetto.
And this hunger burns, so he starts to roam the streets at night, and he learns how to steal and he learns how to fight in the ghetto. Then one night in desperation, the young man breaks away. He buys a gun, steals a car, tries to run, but he don't get far. And his mama cries,
And his mama cries,
as the crowd gathers round an angry young man face down in the street with a gun in his hand in the ghetto. And as her young man dies,
as the young man dies,
on a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto. And his mama cries,
and his mama cries,
on a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto. In the ghetto. On a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto. In the ghetto. On a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto. Thank you.
thank you.
Here's a song I wrote 2 years ago about Johnny Cash, and it goes back to the title of his first album on Sun Records in October of 1957. This one's called "The Hot and Blue Guitar." It goes like this. Well, I was 10 when I first heard that famous sound. It went right to my heart and it followed me around. That rhythm started pumping through my veins, and I knew my life would never be the same. That deep voice sounded just like coming home, and those records records meant I'd never be alone. I understood why people came from near and far, just to hear that hot blue guitar. Well, I bought about every record I could find. I couldn't get that famous sound out of my mind. I couldn't get enough, I had to have them all. And I pinned some empty covers on my wall. Then came the day the man would come to town. I bought a ticket, I would hear that famous sound. The place was packed as people came from near and far, just to hear that hot blue guitar. I remember when I finally met the man. He greeted me backstage and shook my hand. He looked me in the eye and smiled at me, and I felt weakness in my knees. I drove from town to town to see his show. Those miles I drove were out my car, you know. I must have had 100 tapes in that old car, filled back to back with hot blue guitar. I saw many of his shows over the years. He made me smile, he made me drown in tears. And I'd still give every penny I could find, just to hear old John R. sing I Walk the Line. Well, the years have come and gone, he passed away, but I tell you that there hasn't been a day I haven't listened to this great Sun record star, who played that hot blue guitar. Yes, he played that hot blue guitar. Right, y'all. Thank you. Now, this next song is probably one of the most famous country songs in all of the world. And it's a very, very happy song, but I'm standing here with a sad face today. 50 years ago, on March 25th, 1963, Johnny Cash recorded this next song. And the guy who produced the session, the man who produced the session back then and who produced a lot of Johnny Cash records, and Jerry Lee Lewis and Carl Perkins and Roy Orbison, Charlie Rich, and who also produced Charlie Pride and Waylon Jennings and a lot of people. Don Williams. He was a songwriter, he was a singer, and he was, most of all, a producer. He's going to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame this year. He passed away 2 days ago. So I take a deep bow and hang my head and cry for one of the greatest guys in country music, Cowboy Jack Clement. And here's a song he produced back at the time. Y'all know it. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Love is a burning flame, and it makes a fiery rain. Bound the wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire, the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Thank you. So, en wenn die junge Dame davon, while this young lady over there is walking away, this whole show is broadcast by countrymusic24.com from Berlin in Germany. And here's the very first duet Johnny Cash and June Carter had a #2 record on, written by Bob Dylan. It goes like this. From my window, leave at your own chosen speed. I'm not the one you own, babe. I'm not the one you need. You say you're looking for someone who's never weak, but always strong, to protect you and defend you, whether you are right or wrong. Someone to open each and every door, but it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. Go lightly from the ledge, babe. Go lightly on the ground. I'm not the one you want, babe. I'll only let you down. You say you're looking for someone who'll promise never to part, someone to close his eyes for you, someone to close his heart, someone to die for you and more. But it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. You say you're looking for someone to pick you up each time you fall, to gather flowers constantly and to come each time you call, and will love you for your life and nothing more. But it ain't me, babe. No, 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 it ain't me, babe. It ain't me you're looking for, babe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I know there's There are a lot of Johnny Cash fans around the world, and over there is somebody who has been singing along every song. I'm going to play this next one for you. This is for old Johnny Cash nuts. You're going to love this. I wanted to do this song in our segment, so it's a lot about brand new in our show. And an old Johnny Cash song from the 1960s, and it goes like this. Away, 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 wrote the rebel Johnny Yuma. Johnny Yuma was a rebel. He rode through the West. Did Johnny Yuma, the rebel, he wandered alone. He got fighting at this rebel land. He packed no star as he wandered far, where the only law was a hook and a draw. The rebel, Johnny Yuma. Johnny Yuma was a rebel. He rode through the West. The Johnny Yuma, the rebel, he wandered alone. He searched the land, this restless land. He was panther quick and leather tough. If he figured that he'd been pushed enough, the rebel, Johnny Yuma. Johnny Yuma was a rebel. He roamed through the West. The Johnny Yuma, the rebel, he wandered alone. He got fighting at this rebel land. With a dream he told till his dying breath, he'd search his soul and gamble with death. The rebel, Johnny Yuma. Johnny Yuma. San Quentin, you've been living hell to me. You blistered me since 1963. I've seen them come and go, and I've seen them die. And long ago I stopped asking why. San Quentin, I hate every inch of you. You've cut me and you've scarred me through and through. And I'll walk out a wiser, weaker man. Mr. Congressman, you can't understand. One for Bob. San Quentin, what good do you think you do? Do you think I'll be different when you're through? You bend my heart and mind and you warp my soul. Your stone walls turn my blood a little cold. San Quentin, may he rot and burn in hell. May your walls fall and may I live to tell. May all the world forget you ever stood, and may all the world regret you did no good. San Quentin, I hate every inch of you. Thank you. We got two more. We got two more. Here's one from 1958. Goes like this. Well, I taught the weeping willow how to cry. And I show the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river. And I'm gonna sit right here until I die. I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it tore me up every time I heard her drawl, southern drawl. And then I heard my dream back downstream, cavorting in Davenport, and I followed you, big river, and he called. Then you took her to St. Louis later on down the river. The freighter said she's been here, but she's gone, boy, she's gone. I found her trail in Memphis, but she just walked off the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and went on down alone. No, she batted Tampa, Baton Rouge, River Queen, roll it on. Take that woman on down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Go on, I've had enough, dump my blues down in the Gulf. She loves you, big river, more than me. I taught the weeping willow how to cry, cry, cry. And I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river. And I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Thank you very much. Thank you. At home when we do this show, Just Cash, it goes up to 3 hours of just Johnny Cash music, and the people enjoy it a lot, and that's because Johnny Cash was a man that fascinated almost everybody. And somebody asked me, why do you do this show? You just want to step on the bandwagon and roll along with Johnny Cash's music on his popularity? I said, no. I do this show because I knew the man and loved the man from the bottom of my heart, and this guy still means the world to me. He was one of the greatest persons you're ever gonna meet. And so I would like to ask everybody out here, the next applause is not for Texas Heat or Just Cash, but for the man in black, Johnny Cash. Come on now. I loved him to pieces, and he's fascinated me for 40 years. 40 years ago this summer, it was the first time I heard Johnny Cash. I was 10 years old. And I didn't speak a word English. All I knew was just his low, dark voice. And that got me going at the time. So this next song is going to be our last song for tonight. And we hope you enjoyed the Texas Heat block. And we sincerely hope you enjoyed Texas Heat Presents Just Cash. Did y'all like what we did? So we're going to leave you with one Johnny Cash song. We cannot go off stage without this one from 1956. Close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone each day's through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep a close watch on the star of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tide that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Thank you and God bless you and good night. Thank you very much. We love you. And God bless Johnny Cash up there.
And Poland love you too, Marty. And Jolina. Just Cash. A wcześniej Texas Hit. Marty Wolfe, Jolina, Thomas, Texas Hit. Rączki do góry, do góry! Jeszcze!
Jeszcze, jeszcze.
Nigdy dosyć Johnny Casha, prawdziwego Johnny Casha w prawdziwym wykonaniu. Prawda? Nie mamy jeszcze dość. Just Cash, Marty, Jolina.
Gave him his orders in Monroe, Virginia. They said, Steve, you're way behind time. This is not 38, this is old 97. Put her in dispenser on time. Well, he turned around and said to his bakery's fireman, shovel on a little more coal. And when we crossed that wide old mountain, watch old 97 roll. And then a telegram came to Washington Station. This is how it read. It said that brave engineer that run on 97 is lying down in Danville dead. Jolina, call! Thomas Knotts on the bass. Paul Mylan on drums. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Marty.
We
Jolina.
love you, Waldstein. What?
Marty, Jolina, Thomas, Paul. Just cash. Public demand. Marty, public demand. Nie możemy odmówić. Just cash.
I still miss someone.
Here's the first song I heard 40 years ago. You ready? At my door the leaves are falling. A cold wild wind will come. Sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. I go out on a party to look for a little fun, but I find a darkened corner, 'cause I still miss someone. No, I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. And I wonder if she's sorry for leaving what we'd begun. There's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone. No, I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. And I wonder if she's sorry for leaving what we'd begun. There's someone for me somewhere, 'cause I still miss someone. I still miss someone. Thank you. Good night.
Jeszcze raz. Just cash. Dziękujemy. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Jolina. Marty. Thanks.
Kochani, to nie koniec dzisiejszego dnia, to nie koniec
Thank each